Pharaoh was the worst despot and denier of his day. Denying Allah, he deified himself. Furthermore, he was a despot who inflicted terrible slaughter and persecution of the people of Israel. He worked them to death through heavy labor. He deprived them of all their rights and freedoms. Indeed, so terrible was the persecution of the people of Israel in Egyptian society that even their population was rigidly controlled. Pharaoh commanded that all their male children should be killed. He even divided his people into different groups, thus foolishly imagining he could create caste differences among them. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. Pharaoh exalted himself arrogantly in the land and divided its people into camps. Surat al-Qasas 4. Allah bestowed prophethood on the prophet Moses, peace be upon him, at this time and ordered him to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt. The prophet Moses, peace be upon him, went to Pharaoh and called on him to abandon his perverse beliefs and to serve Allah, and asked him to let the people of Israel leave with him. But Pharaoh replied in a hostile manner, and even threatened believers with having their opposite hands and feet cut off in order to turn them away from their faith. The poor moral values and terrible fate of Pharaoh and all his followers have been recorded in the pages of history and have been handed down to all as a terrible warning in the Quran. Looking at the present day, oppression and injustice have still not come to an end. Conflict and internal strife are still going on all over the world. Women and children are still persecuted and oppressed in many places. We see almost every day in newspapers and on the television the lives of people living under the most awful conditions of oppression all over the world. There is only one solution to the disorder, terror, killing, poverty, hunger, and oppression in this world: the moral values of the Quran. Islam is a religion sent down to provide people a life filled with peace and calm, in which the infinite compassion and love of Allah are manifested on earth. Under Quranic moral values, a Muslim has a responsibility to treat other people truthfully, honestly, and justly, to protect the weak and the innocent, and to prevent corruption on earth. In another verse, Allah reveals, I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. You who have faith, enter Islam totally. Do not follow in the footsteps of Satan. He is an outright enemy to you. Surat al-Baqarah 208. It must not be forgotten that those who ignore the plight of innocent children who are unjustly oppressed, who witness the persecution of women, children, and the elderly without the slightest twinge of conscience, and who feel no unease at all forms of vice and immorality, will definitely be called to account for their behavior in the hereafter.